Today I'm going to show you how to use cursor rules. But quick thing before we start. If your use case is I want agent to know my setup scripts, my basic project structure and how to run tests, then you don't need rules for this. A simple agents.md in your project root will handle it. No additional configuration required. Rules are for the things that agents.md can't do. And these things are automatically injecting your security rules when agent touches certain files, attaching your database migration rules when agent opens a schema, enforcing hard constraints such as never install extra npm packages or never use any type in every project globally on your machine. And for enterprise users, even more. You can share the AI behavior across your team from a single config in your dashboard without asking anyone to set up anything locally. So that's the difference. Agents.md is a README for an agent. And rules are a targeting system of hard constraints. And in this video I will show you exactly when and how to use them. Rules types, production examples, and setup that scales. So let's get into it. And before we write anything, let's be clear on what's actually happening under the hood. Every time you open cursor and start conversation, the model starts fresh. It has no memory of yesterday's session, just a blank slate. And rules are what change that. They are markdown files that get injected into model's context. Think of them as a system prompt that you control. The agent reads your question, loads the rules, and by the time it starts generating code, it already knows your preferences, your conventions, and your constraints. So there are three places where you can define rules depending on their scope. First, project rules. Just create a .cursor/rules folder in your project and create your rules there. You can commit them and share with your team. If you want rules to be available in all projects on your machine, then create the .cursor rules folder in your home directory. But in this case, you can't commit them and they will stay in your machine only. And the third place, for the enterprise users, you can create your rules in the dashboard and share it to your entire team without having to set up anything or pull from the repository. Admin set it once and the entire team gets the rules automatically. And same as skills or sub-agents, rules are just MDC files, a markdown with a YAML block that controls the metadata of the rule. And this metadata is what makes rules so flexible. There are 4 different types of rules, and these types are controlled by these metadata fields in YAML block. Always apply globs and description. So let me show you each one. First, rules with always apply true. These rules will be injected in every conversation, no matter which file is open, no matter what you are doing. Use these rules for global conventions that should never be violated. Your package manager, your TypeScript config, and your error handling style. The second type is auto-attached rules. You can pass an array of patterns to the globs YAML property. And then when your agent is working on React components, it will get the rules for JSX or TSX files automatically. And the agent that is working on Java or shell script will not get these rules. And that's how you can keep context clean and focused. And the third type is agent requested rules. In these rules, you only have a description field, no always apply and no globs. The agent reads the description and decides if this rule is relevant for the current task or not. And the last type, manual rules. Just leave the YAML block empty. This rule will only be used if you manually reference it in the chat using and then rule name. This is useful for one-off processes that you want to invoke deliberately and not automatically. And the first use case is global baseline rules. Rules that are always apply. It could be a core convention. For example, use TypeScript in strict mode, always, do not use any, and narrow explicitly. You can define a rule for exports. Always use named exports and never use the default ones. You can set the preferred package manager to use, for example, tell to use yarn and not npm. And of course, you can define code style rules. Prefer early returns over the nested conditions and do not add comments to the code until asked explicitly. And it's important to tell agent not just things he should do, but also things he should not do. In these rules, you can tell it to never install new packages without confirming with the user, never modify the files that are out of scope of the current task, and never change or delete unit tests to make them pass. And second type is globe-based rules. This is where you can add framework-specific conventions and attach them only to the files where they are relevant. It could be, for example, React and Next.js conventions. For example, use server components by default and add use clients only when necessary. Or data fetching rules, for example, fetching the server components using async await. Or styling. You can tell to only use Tailwind without any inline CSS styles. And the third type is agent requested rules. These rules are specialized and the agents should reach out for them only in specific situations, not to carry them all the time. That could be, for example, some database conventions or patterns that you use only when you create a schema or migration or whatever else database related. For example, you can tell it to use soft deletes only and never hard delete data, or that every table needs create, add, and updated at timestamps. There are a few mistakes that you must avoid if you don't want your rules to become useless. First mistake is writing your rules as documentation, not instructions. If your rule describes the system and does not instruct the agent, then better place it in AGENTS.md. And the second mistake is writing one massive rule. Such rules will make everything slow, noisy, and half of it most probably will be ignored anyway. Split rules by concern. Your global rules should be small, and framework rules should be attached only when relevant. And keep each rule focused on one domain. And the third mistake is to keep always apply true on everything. If all rules will be applied in every conversation, then the agent is carrying a lot of irrelevant context. Use always apply only for things that are truly global, and for specific rules use globes or description. Rules are low-effort, high-leverage things that you can do to improve your AI workflows in Cursor. Every other improvement, better prompts, tighter hooks, smarter sub-agents, depends on the agent already knowing your project. And rules are how you give this knowledge once and stop typing it in on every conversation. The setup takes maybe 30 minutes. Create a base rules with your non-negotiables. Create framework rules with globes matching your files, add database or API rules as agent requested, and then commit your .cursor directory. That's it, done. And these rules can combine nicely with your skills, hooks, and sub-agents. And that's it for today, so let me know in the comments below if you already using rules or going to try it. And if this video was useful for you, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one.